Time for a little cheesesteak 101. If you're looking to make a traditional cheesesteak, I'm Blackstone Betty from the Philly area. I'm going to show you guys how we make our cheesesteaks several times a week for dinner or lunch or even breakfast. If you throw some eggs in this, you guys are going to love how easy it is to make a traditional cheesesteak or a steak sandwich or a Philly cheesesteak, some of you guys call it. Either way, these are a must and they're going to become one of your favorites off of your Blackstone, so let me show you how. The cheesesteak was created by hot dog vendor Pat Oliveri in South Philly in the 1930s. Simply beef, onions, and melty cheese on a good Italian roll is all you need. However, you can add whatever else you'd like to add to your steak sandwich. We eat these a couple times a week, being from the Philadelphia area, and the Blackstone makes these so easy, and I know it's always one of the first things any new griddle owner wants to make. Today, I'm sticking to tradition to show you the basic cheesesteak. From there, add whatever else you want. We need to get our griddle cleaned up first from last night's dinner, which I made teriyaki chicken and veggies with a store-bought sauce that left me a mess, so a little scrape and some water to steam clean or lift that mess off. Then we re-oil the entire surface to keep my seasoning even and smooth. Now onto a large sweet onion. A large or small dice both work here. Onions add a ton of flavor to our steak sandwich, so the size of your cut depends on what kind of bite you want. I'm always switching it up. Now, Cooper Sharp American cheese from the deli is the best around. It melts better than anything else, regardless of whether you cut it small like this for easy distribution and a quick melt, or leave it in slices to melt over top of your meat, or like an older video that I showed you how I make a cheese sauce using Cooper Sharp cheese is another fun way to get your cheesesteaks nice and cheesy fast. In that same video, I showed you how to shave, chip, or slice ribeyes at home paper thin. Today, I picked up shaved ribeye ready to go. Paper thin is key. You can always ask your butcher to chip or shave steaks. Sirloin would be a more cost-efficient choice, and it's used in a lot of steak shops as well. Now, this is a quickie. Into some neutral oil our onions go until tender and translucent. Not too fast, so I'm gonna cut my 2 middle burners off. One, because I'm filming myself, so I do need to give myself a little time to juggle the camera, but I also don't want them to get crispy. We want them soft, but to still have a little bit of a bite. We season with salt and pepper, then slide these aside, keeping behind as much of that oil that the onions cooked in right in the center. If you don't have room on your griddle, just remove these, place them in a bowl, but you want that oil on your griddle to cook your steak in. Now my first burner is off, so my onions will stay there. My middle two are back on to medium-high heat. Down into that flavored oil goes our shaved steak. Now using 2 scrapers or spatulas, we start ripping and pulling apart our steak as it's cooking, picking up all of that onion flavor. The small pieces are going to make for an easy bite when eating your sandwich. Once it's just about cooked completely, about 90% of the way done at least, we then season with salt and pepper, keeping it nice and simple, just the way a cheesesteak should be. The Blackstone cheesesteak seasoning is a fantastic addition. If you have some, dust that over as well. It's delicious. And now to our Cooper Sharp cheese all over the top. If you don't have this, Land O'Lake deli sliced American cheese or Boar's Head American cheese, which I also love, especially if I'm not near home, I'm at a state or on vacation and want to make steak sandwiches, either of those would be my next pick. Now we want our cheese melted throughout all of our meat, so give that a toss, allow it to melt throughout. Now I'm doing all 3 of my sandwiches with or with onions. So toss our onions through all of our meat, then separate into 3 different piles, lining them up. This way our rolls, which is to me the most important part of a good cheesesteak. You want a good Italian roll, not a bun. Lissio's is a favorite choice. You need something hard and chewy and strong on the outside to hold everything in. The inside should be soft and spongy almost to soak up all of the juices without falling apart like a hot dog bun would. Now these lay over the piles of meat, allowing the edges to just kiss the griddle slightly to soak in some of that flavor for a hot minute, then using one hand to hold the roll while sliding a spatula under all of that cheesy steak, we flip these over and look at the top layer, how the cheese and the steak caramelize on that first layer that was kissing the griddle. Everything underneath is just cheesy perfection. Now, when I worked in South Philly, friends had me hooked on adding a smear of mayo and ketchup to mine. My mom always served Jewish deli pickles out of the barrel with hers. Most popular would be pickled hot or sweet jarred peppers, which are the perfect addition. It's meant to cut the richness of the sandwich, so a bite of your rich cheesy steak sandwich, a bite of a pickled sweet or spicy pepper. And then there's those, not me or probably anybody from this area, that do like bell peppers on theirs. Whether it's traditional or a pizza steak or a cheesesteak hoagie, the possibilities of things to add to your cheesesteak are endless once you know how to make one. Now I cannot wait to see you guys making these at home. Be sure to post videos or pictures. We would love to see you guys making these and showing us what you add to yours. Until next time, I'm Blackstone Betty. I cannot wait to see you guys for another favorite or family style favorite of mine in my next video.